We going live up. 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 So one of the biggest tactics that you could always use during an argument is when they're talking shit to you, you just completely ignore it and talk shit with some of your own. And what I mean by that is, if somebody's talking shit to you, let's say you guys are going back and forth and they say some shit like, well, whatever, you have no college degree. Well, what you do is, instead of getting defensive and saying, well, I don't need a college degree, I have a college degree, you completely ignore it. Ignore what they said, right? And then you just completely hit them back with something else. And like, if, for example, if they say, you have no college degree, you just completely ignore it and say, are you still financing that car on your daddy's credit or what? And then that'll really piss them off. And then what they'll do is they'll try to hit you with something else, and then you'll ignore that shit as well. They'll tell you some shit like shut up, you don't know how to dress. And then what you do, or at least what I try to do, is I clap back, but not on the same topic. So if they say that I don't dress a certain way, what I do is, I go completely to the most opposite topic. I'll be like, damn, bro, you spent all that time reading books and you still talk like a dumbass? I'll say some shit like that. That has nothing to do with how you dress. And I mean, that's what I do. But if it's been going on for more than 10, 20 minutes in an argument, you could use that same topic. So let's go back again. For example, if they say some shit like, yeah, you don't know how to dress, and then you shouldn't never in your life get defensive. I don't know how to dress? No, you don't know how to. No. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that, because you're going to lose that argument quick. You're going to lose that shit quick. So if somebody says you don't know how to dress, be snarky, be indirect, be satirical. Say some shit like, oh, you're right, I should take lessons from you. And then just fucking find some shit about their outfit that they're using that day and use it against them. Like for example, this dude was rocking thick-ass boots. And then I told him, oh yeah, I should take some advice from you, huh, with them Nazi-ass boots. Boy, you need those 6 inches, huh? Because, without them, you're like 5'4". Could rest my dick on top of your head. And then from then on, you start thinking of shit. And then you'd be surprised with the shit that you think of. These motherfuckers do know how to play. I've been a master manipulator, a master instigator in many, many conversations. So I think I dropped muscle. May have dropped weight. So yeah, what people do, I don't know. I've always won arguments ever since I got better. And another way to get better at arguments, if you're scared of losing an argument and you want to get better, practice makes perfect. Now, I'm not saying go to the stores and pick on arguments, but what you can do is you could download apps like Beagle Live. You could go on TikTok Live. Shut up. You could go on these group rooms wherever they have applications. And then from then on, you could go ahead and practice, go into rooms. And I'm gonna let you know now, like 70% of the time you go into somebody's room, there's going to be one dude that's just gonna say, hey, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is he? And then that's when you go ham. You tell him, man, shut your bitch ass up, broke ass. And then from then on, bro, It's fucking game. It's practice. Man eat man. You are battling. Battling to the death. And I love that. I hate to admit it. I honestly do. I hate to admit this shit, but I love arguments. I love to argue. I love to argue. I love to fucking talk shit. I love to get in altercations. What I don't love, is ironic enough, is I do not like getting into fist fights. It depends. I like getting in group fist fights where it's like 4v4, but when it's 1v1, sometimes they'll hit me with a lucky punch and then it'll hurt my bone. But it's just, you win some, you lose some. The only fights I like getting into are the ones where I'm the underdog. Those are the only fist fights I like getting into. Because, number one, they're already expecting you to get your ass knocked out. So if you do anything above that, they'll be like, man, you tough, you different. Tough, you different, you a beast. You obese. No, I'm not obese. And I wish I wasn't banned from Beagle Live so I could actually show you guys how good at arguing I am. But what you want to do as well is you want to teach yourself how to debate. Because debating and arguing are two completely different things. And the best way I could put debating and arguing as is, debating is pretty much like mixed martial arts, and arguing is a street fight. There are tactics from debating that you could incorporate in your argument, and then, but it also depends on the type of person there is, you know. And there are also weight classes. So if there's a person that's above your weight class in an argument, he most likely would whoop your ass. And by weight classes, I don't mean like the actual junk. I mean just the weight they have on you, the fucking tea, like girls say, the tea they have on you, the knowledge they have on you, and you're fucking arguing with somebody you don't know shit about. If you could come out of that winning somehow, some way, you fucking got it. And that's what I'm here to teach you guys. I'm here to teach you guys how to fucking overcome that. How to win an argument that you're not supposed to win. Even though they have all the tea about you, even though they know about your fucking broken car, your ex cheated on you, whatever it is that they got on you, I promise you I could teach you guys how to make it out of there. So just subscribe to that shit and I will teach you guys. Alright, we doing 10 push-ups. We doing 10 push-ups. We're not no bitches. Oh, I think it's gonna be 20 push-ups. 20 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's up to 100, so that's what I'm gonna do. So in an argument, like I said before, in an argument you don't ever want to be in a defensive position. When somebody says something to you in an argument, don't put yourself in a defensive position. Don't ever do that. That's the equivalent of being flat-footed in a street fight, right? Or taking a step back and being flat-footed. You're bound to just fucking fall and get knocked out. Fuck, those push-ups fucked me up. Don't ever do that. That's the reason why Kendrick lost. I mean, that's the reason why Drake lost. They were going back and forth, Kendrick and Drake. They were hitting each other with the best of shit. You know, it started from Like That to Push Ups, Euphoria. I mean, these were all hits. You didn't know who the fuck was gonna win. And then all of a sudden, the banger dropped out, and then it was Drake's time to throw a banger. But instead of a banger, he came out with the fucking song that was just him defending himself, which I believe was called The Heart Part 6. Drake came out with that shit. He was like, no, you're wrong about my baby mama. I do not have a secret daughter. It was debunked. No, no. And then after that, that's what really lost him the fucking battle. To be completely honest, that's what lost him the fucking battle. If he would have just kept going, but whatever. Don't ever get defensive. Don't ever. Hold on, let's see. Whatever. But don't ever. Don't ever gain a defensive position. And then another one, especially if you're arguing with somebody from college or somebody that just graduated from college. If you know the college that they went to or the university, what you do is they could say anything. They could say anything. They could give you advice or whatever. And what you do is you respond with, "Is that what they taught you?" And then you tell them whatever university they went to. So if they went to fucking, I don't know, if they went to Penn State, and they're like, you should really know how to fix your car. And you'd be like, "Oh, is that what they taught you at Penn State? Huh? Is that what they taught you at Penn State?" And that one's kind of a bad example. But let me see. Let me use a better one. So if they were to get mad at you, right? And you just tell them, "Damn, you're speaking out of emotion. Is that what they taught you at Penn State?" Whoo! Just watch them fucking light up like a bomb. All right. Shower time. So one of the biggest misconceptions about arguing is that you have to be right or that you're right, you know? I have to say shit that's right. I have to do it. I have to say stuff that's correct. You don't have to. All right, because an argument is not a debate. If you were to say incorrect shit in a debate, you would lose. But in an argument, like I said, arguing is just pretty much a verbal street fight. Whereas debating is a verbal event. It's like a mixed martial arts event. It's a boxing match. You know, there's rules, regulations. You know, there's even a fucking, what is it called? I forgot what it was called. The dude that's like the host for a debate. But you necessarily don't have to be truthful in an argument. You could exaggerate, and people will know you're lying, but it'll rock your opponent very bad. Like you could say some shit. If they say some slick shit to you where people are going, oh, you have to double down on something that's equally as sick or evil. So if they were to say some shit like whatever, you still have no girlfriend. Oh, what you do in that situation is, oh yeah, you want me to be like you and just date a minor? Oh, it doesn't even have to be true. You don't even have to know them. But just the fact that you said that, now they have to defend themselves. And now you're in a fucking golden position because they're like, what? No? No, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I didn't fucking mind. What the fuck? You don't even fucking know me. What you do there, you now have the power because now what you could do is you could be like, ah, you see? You see how he's defending himself? Damn, bro, it's all right, bro. It's all right. And then what you do is you have some knowledge, some previous knowledge beforehand. And what you could be like is like, oh shit. Like, it's all right, bro. A statutory rapist doesn't have to admit it, all right? Let's see what we're doing. Let's see what we got dealing with, Martin. Say what's up to the live.
Live, bitch.
We live. Cairo, we live. Shoot your ass. Watching Radio Rebel.
Badass girl.
And fuck Donald Trump. He said he was gonna stop a war. He ain't stopping shit. Boy, what the fuck are you looking at? The chow chow. The chow chow. So yeah, I have a lot of knowledge about arguments. If you guys need help, I'm right here. Let me see what's up. Bro, I can't take a fucking screenshot or what? There we go. You wanna do these? Do these. Oh shit. So apparently somewhere in this fat is 6 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, I've never seen my 6 pack ever in my life. I don't know about no nothing. I don't do no nothing. I don't eat no nothing. I don't sleep no nothing. Right, and here's why I don't wear a shirt, because I do not like. I mean, I look alright. I look like fucking Ben. You know what I mean? Another One thing they like to throw out in an argument when you're arguing with a girl is, are you really arguing with the girl? Boy, you're really arguing with the girl? What you do in that position is you tell them, I mean, you're an adult. First of all, am I correct? Or are you not? And then you ask them, are you an adult? And then they're like, yeah. Okay, then. Do you need me to give you a fucking bib? You want me to hold your hand? Do you need somebody to hold your hand in this argument? Or do you think you got it as an adult? And then that'll really fuck them up. That'll really fuck them up. And it's just shit that you need to know before you get in an argument. And then there's those types of people that you just can't win an argument with, right? We would call them narcissists. They're just like, bro, there's no point in arguing with him because he just always thinks he's right. And what you do in that position is you don't tell them shit like you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, because they're just gonna deflect it. All right, what you should do is, like I said before, you should be satirical. You basically agree with them, but in a sarcastic way. In one way, I'll give you an example. This one dude. See, now, like, I don't fucking work right. Meanwhile, that dude slacks off. And instead of when he would say that shit, I wouldn't say shit like, no, you don't work hard. No, you don't work hard. You should be like, what you should say is, I want to strive to be like you, bro. I should be just like you, just chilling there eating potato chips, 38 years old with the fucking wrinkles on your face. Boy, I want to be just like you when I grow up with a dead-end job. Well, you're in a dead-end job like me too. Yeah, but I'm 22. You're 38. Boy. That'd be lit to be it.